Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Team Macaulay here with another video. Today I got some more VGC 17 battles here on the battle spot with the Trick Room Sun team that I made. It's been a lot of fun with this team. I really enjoy it. I like just a big switch up from my last team. My last team was a really fast, explosive team. This one's a lot. It's a mixed Trick Room team. It's a hybrid, so I don't need Trick Room to do well. It definitely helps me out a lot, depending on certain situations and everything. So we had a couple of good battles for you today, so make sure you grab your popcorn, grab some soda, and sit back and relax because we got some good ones today. So my first opponent, Vicious, had a team of Arcanine, Tapu Koko, Pelipper, Garchomp, Gastrodon, and Kartana. So the Kartana definitely a no-bring in this one. Isn't it? The only thing it has a good matchup against on my team, to be honest, is just the Tapu Bulu. So, for the Tapu Bulu, he's got the Arcanine and the Pelipper as well. And so, what's interesting, he didn't bring the Gastrodon. I felt like he would have been a pretty good matchup against my team. I mean, obviously my Tapu Bulu would floor it, but just for the Torkoal, I would have felt like it would have been a good choice, just because it's so bulky and to be able to knock me out with like an Earth Power or something. But I don't know his team. I don't know everything about it, so I was just thinking I definitely got to bring Tapu Bulu to deal with the Gastrodon. I have nothing else to deal with it. He's most likely not going to bring that Kartana. If he does, I have Torkoal in the back anyways. So I just got to be careful trying to conserve my Pokemon because he does have some very powerful Pokemon on his team. So he can also dish back the damage. But if I can set up Trick Room, I'll have a huge advantage since most of his Pokemon, or all of his Pokemon, are more in the fast tier. So I lead Rangaroo and Drampa, and he goes with Arcanine and Tapu Koko. So I was actually not expecting this at all. If I knew he was going to lead Arcanine Tapu Koko, I probably would have just gone with my Torkoal. But so we're going to see right off the bat, he's going to have the Electric Seed, and that's going to raise the defense. So I'm like, okay, that's perfect. I get my special attacker. He also got Intimidate, and I'm just like, okay, it doesn't matter to me. I have a special attacker out on the field. In the back, I also have my special attackers. So you just go straight for the Thunderbolt, and he's going to go for a Z move right off the bat. I was thinking about protecting here with a Ringaroo, but oh well, not too big of a deal. So he's going to go for the Inferno Overdrive. That was he most likely has Flare Blitz, so it's going to be an incredibly powerful Inferno Overdrive. And he double targets the Ringaroo. If I would have protected turn 1, that would have been game right off the bat. He got a crit. I don't know if it mattered all that much, but luckily I didn't protect with Drampa. I go straight for the Hyper Voice. And these Pokemon are not the bulkiest, so that's going to deal tons of damage right off the bat. So here I bring in Tapu Bulu to kind of throw down some mind games. I definitely don't want Torkoal out there. So I throw down Tapu Bulu. I'm like, okay, well, he's most likely going to attack the Tapu Bulu, go for like a Dazzling Gleam Flare Blitz or a Dazzling Gleam Fire move into the Tapu Bulu slot. So I bring in Torkoal here to resist both of those attacks. So we actually see a Protect from the Tapu Koko. I'm like, okay, well, that's perfect. And we do see a Protect with the Arcanine as well. So like, okay, so and I actually protect here with Drampa as well. So it's just a stall, a draw, back to the drawing board. Let's do it again. A little bit of HP recovery. To me, it doesn't matter. I mean, Drampa's going to finish him off with a Hyper Voice anyway. But here, I'm in a good spot because if I go for an Eruption Hyper Voice, it's pretty much going to pick up the double knockout. But he actually ends up switching out the Arcanine to the Pelipper. I'm like, okay, that's fine. He can get rid of the Sun. The Rain's not going to... Or it's going to hurt since I was going for an Eruption here. But Drampa's going to take the Dazzling Gleam pretty nicely. Now his ability's going to activate Berserk. So at this point, I'm like, okay, well, this is an easy/free double knockout right here. Just from Drampa alone, he's going to pick it up. But we do see the Pelipper is holding a Focus Sash. So at this point, it doesn't even matter that the Rain's up. The Eruption's going to pick up the knockout anyways. So just a really nice turn. This team picks up a lot of double knockouts. A friend mentioned it to me on Skype. He's like, man, lots of double knockouts. Finished the last two. In the last video, I finished both battles with double knockouts. So might even happen here again, but I'm not going to say anything. So that was a big turn for me right there, because now I get to see what his last Pokemon is, and we see it's Garchomp. So I'm not in too bad of a spot right now, because Torkoal will be able to survive an Earthquake from the Garchomp since the grassy terrain is up. But at this point, I'm thinking, okay, well, he's probably going to go for an Earthquake Protect so that he doesn't knock out his own Arcanine. So I protect my... So we do see the Protect from the Arcanine, and I protect with both my Pokemon to stall out his Earthquake, so that next turn, if he goes for an Earthquake, he can knock out his Arcanine as well. So sure enough, I predicted it correctly, and another draw, I guess you could say. But more than that, it's a win for me, because now he can't Earthquake this next turn unless he wants to knock out his own Arcanine. So a big turn for me right there, a good prediction on my part, a good read. So here, he's going to go for the Dragon Claw into the Drumpa. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. Drumpa, well, that was a good play for him because Drumpa was the bigger threat, since a Hybrid Voice would have picked up probably a double knockout since I was at +1. We're going to see a Wild Charge. It's not going to do much. I have pretty high defenses with Torkoal. So I just go for an Eruption here just to get off some damage. I actually, at this point, I made a mistake. I don't know why. I thought I was going to do more damage than that. I have Hidden Power Ice on my Torkoal, so I could have gone for Hidden Power Ice in the Garchomp, and that would have been a Hidden Power Ice most likely would have been a 2-hit KO. So here I have Tapu Bulu. So if I went for, I could have gone for a double Hidden Power Ice in the Garchomp, and in the 1v1, my Torkoal would beat his Arcanine. So we see a Flare Blitz into the Tapu Bulu. That's not going to do too much damage thanks to the rain. We also see a Poison Jab, and I'm like, okay, so Tapu Bulu is going down. Unfortunately, he gets the crit. I don't really think the crit mattered all that much, since it is 4 times effective. So here I go for the Hidden Power Ice, and at this point I'm like, oh, if this is a 2-hit KO, I'm going to kill myself because I could have won. This should have been the knockout last turn. Should have been the one taking down the 40% or whatever he's at, and this turn I should have knocked him out. So I made a mistake. So here I'm like, okay, well, there's only one thing that can save me, because now the Misty or this grassy terrain is going to go away. So Earthquake's not going to be 50% health anymore. So here I'm like, okay, he's probably going to go for an Earthquake again, since he's shown he doesn't really have Rock Slide or anything else to hit me for super effective damage. So I protect, and he also protects, and sure enough, we do see the Earthquake. So another big read on my part. So here I'm like, I wonder if he's going to go for Earthquake again, since it's most likely going to pick up the knockout on Torkoal. So he goes for the Extreme Speed to get some damage off. And then we do see the Earthquake. And here I'm like, okay, Arcanine's going down. If I survive this, I'm going to laugh so hard. And boom, holding on with 16 HP, ladies and gentlemen. So here I'm like, dude, this fight, the guy's probably raging right now, or laughing to himself, because he just handed me the game. So extremely bulky. My Torkoal has like 160 defense at level 50. It's an incredibly bulky Pokemon. And on the physical spectrum, so, and he's got a lot of HP investment with EVs as well. So that's just one of the benefits of running Trick Room. Or even if it wasn't Trick Room, I wouldn't invest any speed into him since he's already so slow. So that's one of the nice things about slower Pokemon, is you don't have to worry about investing speed EVs. You can invest them into bulk. So all planned. I knew that was going to happen from the beginning. I knew it was going to come down to, I just wanted to make it interesting by not going for that Hidden Power Ice that one turn. I was like, oh, it's gonna happen. He's gonna knock out his Arcanine, and I'm gonna make it an interesting battle. So it was all planned. Don't worry, guys. I ran the calcs. I had it all in my head and everything. So the grassy terrain also coming up big for me. I think Torkoal was there for like 3 turns of the grassy terrain, so that HP recovery really saved me there in the end. So I did learn, though, if I didn't make that mistake, if I didn't go for Eruption that one turn, I would have easily sealed the deal, picked up that victory. So very nice. Torkoal coming up big on the defensive side, not what anyone expected. So we're going to go ahead and move into this next battle. Another good one for you guys. My opponent had a team of Snorlax, Kartana, Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele, Mudsdale, and Alolan Persian. So I was surprised he didn't bring the Mudsdale here, since I didn't have too much I could do with it. I obviously did have my Tapu Bulu, but Mudsdale is pretty bulky, and it would be able to deal pretty well with my Torkoal. You guys are going to see Salamence here. My Salamence is holding, it has Draco Meteor, and it's also holding the Dragonium Z. Essentially what it's for is just nuking incredibly bulky Pokemon. Like, in this case, it was Snorlax. A lot of times it'll be Gastrodon or an Alolan Muck, just those really bulky Pokemon that need a big nuke. I can do that, especially when I have like Salamence and Tapu Bulu. Tapu Bulu can go for Nature Madness, and then I can go for my Z move to pick up the knockout. So here, Drompa's alright, but I need to bring my Salamence more than my Drampa, just so I can go for the Dragonium Z. So I do have to worry. My team does struggle a little bit against Fairy type Pokemon, since I do have 2 Dragon types. I don't have any Steel or Poison types, so that's one thing I always have to keep an eye out for. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, and he leads straight with Snorlax and Kartana, and I lead with Salamence and Tapu Bulu, and here I'm like, okay, I'm in a really good spot because he probably doesn't know that I have Flamethrower on Salamence, and Tapu Bulu can just go straight for a Nature's Madness on the Snorlax. This is what I'm thinking at the beginning. So Intimidate coming up really, really big here. So here I am thinking the Kartana is most likely holding a Focus Sash, so I want to bring in Torkoal here, so that if he does get the Smart Strike off, it'll go in the Torkoal, it'll be resisted. He's at -1 attack anyway, so it's hardly going to do anything. So I do outspeed, I do go for the Flamethrower, so unless if he's sashed, he's gone. And we do see he's holding a Sash, and here I'm like, can I get the burn? Just to make things easier for me. With no burn, but he does go for the Smart Strike, as I predicted. And as you guys saw from Torkoal's Bulk Quest battle, we are in fantastic shape. And we see the Belly Gem come up from the Snorlax right away. So I'm like, oh, that even makes it easier for me. I was thinking to myself, what if I stayed in and went for Nature's Madness? Snorlax would not have been able to get that Belly Gem off. But it is okay, because I'm in a good spot. Like I said, Dragonium Z, or this Dragon Z move now is more than enough to pick up the knockout onto Snorlax. And he actually ends up switching out Kartana, which I was thinking maybe he'd do. I was thinking he'd either protect or switch out. So I do go straight just for the Dragonium Z. What is it? Dragonic Drake? Is that what it's called? I always forget with this one, because let's see, what's it called again? Devastating Drake. Dang it. I was close. I knew it was something Drake. I actually like this Z move a lot. I like the animation, the dragon flying around and everything. So it's going to be a nuke, and that is going to be a fainted Snorlax. So that's why I really like the Dragon. Like, this is why I like my Salamence, why I have him on the team, to be able to do stuff like that. And I don't get the special attack drop from Draco Meteor. I still have another one. So Eruption almost picks up the knockout on Tapu Lele, and I'm in a pretty good spot here. I protect here with Torkoal. At this point, I'm not going to be too upset if my Salamence goes down. So it just end up being a free switch for me. So he does go for Dazzling Gleam. I am going to survive, and important to note, that is a Life Orb Tapu Koko, so with Tapu Koko, there's a few items that are good with him, so it's good to know that's what he has. And I go for Flamethrower here in the Tapu Koko instead of the Tapu Lele, just because the Tapu Lele, I didn't think it'd be too big of a threat for me. So, and I was like, well, if I can get these things low, like an Eruption with Torkoal, will be able to pick up the double knockout easily. So he does go. We do see it as the Psychic Z move. Unfortunately, he didn't get this up when the Psychic Train was up, but he does attack the Torkoal. Luckily, I protected this turn. I'm going to take some reduced damage, even though it is going to hurt. So it's going to bring me, that's only going to do like 30%, thank goodness. And so the burn on Tapu Koko, not that big of a deal for the attack decrease, but more for the end of the turn damage. I bring in my Tapu Bulu here, since he does have 2 special attackers, and I am a bulky Pokemon. So we do see the Dazzling Gleam. That's going to pick up the knockout on Salamence. I am A-okay with that, since Salamence isn't going to do anything against these 2 Fairy-type Pokemon. So we do see a Psychic from the Tapu Lele, and that's going to do around 25%. And he does get the special defense drop, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man. So really unfortunate, because at this point, like a Dazzling Gleam and another Psychic will most likely pick up the knockout on Tapu Bulu. But we do see the burn or the grassy terrain is gonna nullify the burn damage. But here I bring in a Ranguru, and I'm in a pretty good spot here just because his Pokemon are so low. I don't even need to go for the Trick Room. We do see the Dazzling Gleam. That's gonna bring Tapu Bulu down to 25. So if he does go for a Psychic into that slot, I am gonna faint. And he actually goes for Moonblast into the Oranguru. Probably because he realizes it's the bigger threat. Tapu Bulu isn't going to be too much of a threat because I haven't done anything to him. So I just go for the Hornleech. I went for Hornleech just to get up a little bit of damage. I also carry Woodhammer, but I wanted to gain health, not lose it. So a nice... so I actually go for Psychic there instead of the Trick Room, just because at this point, I know what he has in the back. It's Kartana, and Kartana doesn't have it. I don't even know if he gets access to any spread moves. I guarantee you it's running Leaf Blade and Smart Strike and maybe Protect. I don't know if it's carrying any other. But with any spread move, he's not going to be able to knock me out. So we do see the Smart Strike, and at this point, with the 2v1, I knew he was going to attack one of them. So, I mean, that's obvious. But with I was thinking maybe with the Ringu I would not be able to pick up the knockout, so I end up going for Trick Room. So if he does target down the Tapu Bulu, I'll just come with Torkoal and I'll be the slowest Pokemon on the field, so I'll move first under Trick Room and it'll seal up the game. So just because it is Kartana at the end of the day, but this just 100% sealed the deal for me. So we're gonna bring up the Drought, and a Flamethrower will be way more than enough to pick up the knockout on this bad boy. So another, I don't know if a close call, a very well played out battle on my part, I guess. I got a little. It was interesting that Snorlax wasn't able to do anything. Thank goodness. But that's why I led with Salmons, just so I couldn't get cheesed by something like that. It was a powerful lead against his team, especially since he had the Mudsdale and Persian in the back. I could have nuked either the Mudsdale or the Snorlax. So he must have thought that with his Snorlax he would have been able to... he probably wanted that instead of the Mudsdale, because it would have been a little more offensive. He wasn't... since I didn't have any fighting types, he was like, oh, I'll be able to get this up and sweep. But that's why I carry that Dragonium Z, the Devastating Drake on top of the Draco Meteor. So Salmons came up pretty big there, just because he got rid of the Kartana right off the bat. He made it useless, and the Snorlax also. So it's kind of... I struggled against those Fairy type Pokemon. So I might make some adjustments to this team. This is what, like, the Fairy type Pokemon are one of the biggest difficulties I have, because I have 2 dragons, and the only Pokemon I have that resists Fairy type moves is Torkoal, who's not very specially defensive. So if I were to put some sort of like Steel or Poison type Pokemon on, like Alolan Muck might be good since he's so bulky, and I could just go for Poison Jabs and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm still looking at it, so just one of those weaknesses that I have. Kind of struggled against it, but yeah, you saw those were... I felt like there were some pretty good games. I felt like I played them pretty well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys got any suggestions for my team or for me in general, go ahead and let me know. If you want to battle me, whether it's 66 singles or doubles or whatever, also go ahead and let me know. But that's me for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.